I'm Dennis Daly. I'm about half a mile north of Vaughan, Mississippi. It's pretty quiet here right now, but if I had been here on the morning of April 30th, 1900 at about 3:30 or so in the morning, it wouldn't have been quiet at all. For this forgotten piece of American landscape was at one time the site of one of the most memorable events in American history. And sadly, it's all but forgotten. Behind me is something you probably can't see very well. It's a post. There used to be a historical marker on top of that post, but now there's nothing here. Nothing to remember an event that captivated the imaginations of millions and created a song that was sung around the world.
Come all year round if you want to hear a story about a brave engineer. Casey Jones was his name. On the icy road he won his fame.
And that song, of course, was the Ballad of Casey Jones, written right after the horrifying accident that took his life. Casey Jones was a kind of star around the Memphis rail yard, one of the fastest drivers on the line, and he had a distinctive way of blowing his whistle so everyone knew he was coming. Earlier on his final day, Casey had already put in a full shift. Then a supervisor insisted he take the helm of an overnight passenger express headed south. The train's crew had become ill. Reluctantly, Casey and his trusted fireman, Sim Webb, took control of the already 2-hour late train. The tracks ahead were being cleared of other traffic. Casey and Sim, with each passing mile, made up more and more lost time. Then everything went wrong. Casey and Sim Webb were about to enter Vaughan, Mississippi, and pass by the old train station there. They were on a gentle left-hand curve, approaching a switch where a train had been told to get off the main track. But its two back cars were stuck. Casey couldn't see it from where he was. Sim could. Sim yelled to Casey. Casey told him to jump, then tried to stop the train. It struck the rear of the other train at about 45 miles an hour. Casey died, all of his passengers, and Sim survived. The double tracking was eventually taken up. If you know where to look, you can find a tiny piece of where Casey died. The Casey Jones Museum existed in the old train station for a while, but it doesn't even exist anymore. And the main intersection here in Vaughan, well, all those old buildings have been torn down. The Vaughan Curve is now the site of a trash dump for the county. And so where is Casey remembered? His home in Jackson, Tennessee. It's where he got up every morning and went to work over in Memphis. It's all at the Casey Jones Village, even a replica of the old 382. The memories may be there, but this is where Casey died. There are still some fast freights that come down this track, and the siding is gone, but this is where it happened. As the song said, Casey Jones drove into the promised land in the wee small hours of April 30th, 1900, right here. It's sad that there's almost nothing to remember that event by, but thank God we still have his song.
Casey Jones mounted to the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones mounted to the cabin, took a farewell trip to the promised land.
From what's left of Vaughan, Mississippi, I'm Dennis Daly.